Hello and welcome to the video version of my journal. I'm Steffanie Rivers. Welcome to the conversation, kings and queens. Come on in and get ready for the conversation. You're watching my TriCast. I'm TriCasting on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. So you have the opportunity to be a part of the conversation. And I also want to thank my new followers. I have some new followers. Where are they? I will try to look those up, but I see you guys coming in to the conversation. One of them is Carlos Moreno out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then we have another new follower. So I want to thank you guys for reaching out and letting me know you're there. I have a question before we get started. I want to get your opinion. Are these too much? Is that too much? Okay, how about it? Is that too much? I mean, where would I go with this? Is that too much? You know what I think is too much? The full court press that a lot of government officials and business owners are putting on the American people to get this COVID vaccine. I think that's way too much. As more people are getting the COVID-19 vaccine, there's more pressure on those of us who have decided not to take it to acquiesce to that pressure. So if you are one of the people who decided not to take it, let me know why. Are you, I'm just typing it in, have you decided not to take it? Have you decided for or against taking the COVID vaccine? And be sure to like, share, and subscribe so when I post new videos, you will be the first to know. So that pressure to take that vaccine is not just from family and friends and coworkers, but it's from all over. In fact, I was at my OBGYN annual physical the other day, and in addition to while the doctor is talking to me about the benefits of estrogen while he's in the middle of an exam, you know what goes on at the OBGYN physical, my doctor is also talking to me, pushing this shot, this COVID vaccine, telling me why I should take it. Instead of offering me the pros and cons of it, or at least promoting that I build my immune system, which is what everyone should do, so that we're able to fight off all of the viruses and pathogens that might come our way. Instead of doing that, he's trying to tell me why I need to take this vaccine, not even asking me about my immune system. And if you don't want to get the vaccine, I suggest that you don't be bribed into it by the carrot that some people are dangling in front of you to get you to take it. For example, if you show your vaccine card, apparently if you get the vaccine, you get a vaccine card. So they're saying, show your vaccine card at Krispy Kreme's and you get a donut, or show your vaccine card at some of these local bars or sports bars and you get free beer. It really conflicts with common sense, and it's quite insulting because eating too many donuts, drinking too many beers is what lessens your healthy immune system to begin with. And it's the reason why a lot of people, over 600,000 Americans, are now dead in the last 14 months, mostly Black and brown people, because of their compromised immune systems. So trying to get somebody to go get a vaccine in exchange for a donut, in exchange for a beer, is just, like I said, belies common sense. Instead of bribing people to get that vaccine with questionable ingredients and efficacy rates that are not the best, why not use some of that money and power to do other things? You know, the latest information is out of the state of Ohio. They're saying in the next few weeks, they're going to start this type of lottery system whereby they're going to take a pool of registered voters, pull your name out of the little hat, and if your name is chosen, then you get $1 million, but only if you take that vaccine, only if you've taken the vaccine already. And if you're a teenager, 12 to 17 in Ohio, they're going to give you a full ride scholarship to any state college or university, only if you take that vaccine, though. So it's like, you know how you see commercials and they're saying this product is new and improved, or this is the next generation of, and I'm like, well, why now are you offering me new and improved? What the hell have you been selling me all this time if this is just so much better? And it just makes me question your authenticity. It makes me question your sincerity. So why is it that the governor in Ohio, I think his name is DeWine, Mike DeWine, what have you been doing to help people in the past with affording a college scholarship or being awarded a college scholarship, or helping them with in the economy? You know, you're willing to hand out $1 million over a vaccine. I think you should use that political power and to help investigate and to remove these bully, liar, killer cops that y'all dealing with, that's all over the country, but mostly, you know, we've heard about the one in Columbus that killed the young man coming out of his daughter's car, out of his daughter's house, and they shot him. And of course, now he's charged with murder, the cop is, but there's plenty of other cops like him that need to be investigated. Use that money and power to investigate the police unions who support and protect these bully, liar, killer cops that you got on the force. Why don't you use your money and power to do that instead of trying to bribe people into taking a vaccine that if they wanted it, they would have taken it by now. So even some employers are going out of their way to offer vacation days and money and other fringe benefits to get their employees to take this COVID vaccine. Now, of course, they can't make you take the vaccine. That's federal law. It's the same as they can't make you take a flu shot. But what they can do is they can they can have you to take temperature checks. They can do other things to make sure their pool of employees are safe. So they can require some things, but to actually require you to take the vaccine, they can't do that yet. But trust and believe, if they can, they're working on it. So my question is, if they had required people to wash their hands before they go to the employee luncheon and contaminating the serving utensils, if they would require people to wipe down their stations before they start working, if they would require some wash your hands after you use the bathroom and before you go into the refrigerator in the lunchroom, then we probably would be having a different discussion right now. But preventative maintenance, it seems, is not where people's heads are or where their hearts are. Because if it was, they would be talking to us about preventative maintenance, building your immune system, and the like. But no, something is wrong with this picture. So if you've made the decision to not take the vaccine, I would suggest that you start researching some official legal reasons why you can be exempt from taking it. The American Disabilities Act, and then I'm going to type that in. Look up the American Disabilities Act. There's a part of the American Disabilities Act that says that allows a person to refrain from taking the vaccine if you have pre-existing health conditions. So look into that. The ADA, American Disabilities Act, pre-existing conditions as it pertains to taking that COVID vaccine. So when your employer comes to you or some type of government agency comes to you and they start talking about how you must take it, you can see what is already in place. What legal rights do you have? Don't just go off of emotions. And I know that we are emotional. My earring just dropped. I don't know why that came out, because I was flowing too well and then the earring came out. Anyway, I know that we are emotional about our decisions, but we need to be more cerebral about our decisions. So if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to this video and send it to somebody you know who's trying to determine how they're going to keep resisting the full court pressure to not take the full court pressure to take that vaccine when they really don't want to do it. There's another legal leg you could stand on that I want you to look into, and that's Title VII. It's the Title VII section of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. A lot of people think that just has to do with work related amendments or work-related rules and voting rights, but there are other rights that American residents, citizens have that can protect your rights. And that's under Title VII. It allows a person to refuse to take this vaccine due to religious reasons. So make sure you look those up. So I'm going to put that in the chat too, so you can look that up. Look up Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. That can help you to build your legal defense against taking this vaccine. Now, while you are preparing your legal defense against taking this vaccine, consider this. I talked to a retired surgeon. I interviewed him in January of 2021. So about 5 months ago. 4 months ago, about 4 months ago. And I asked him, among other things, was he going to take this vaccine? So if you want to read in whole my interview with him, I'm going to tell you where to go. Most of my printed journals are at eurweb.com. So go to eurweb.com for the article I wrote where I interviewed a retired surgeon about the COVID vaccine. And in that vaccine, in that interview, one of the questions, of course, was, did he take it? And if not, why? He said, as a surgeon, as a practicing surgeon for over 30 years, he was required to take certain vaccines because he went around the country, around the world. And so you're operating on people who have certain health issues, and so as to protect himself and his family, he had to take vaccines. So there's nothing, he doesn't have an issue with taking a vaccine, but his issue with taking this COVID-19 vaccine is that it's it's not it didn't go through the same um compensatory. It didn't go through the research, the length of the research. It didn't go through all the degrees and the steps that other vaccines go through. It normally takes, he said, this doctor said, a retired surgeon of more than 30 years, he said it normally takes about 3 to 5 years to make a vaccine. And so for the CDC or these companies, these pharmaceutical companies, to come up with a vaccine within 5 or 6 months, he said that's just too fast. Now, of course, when you talk to them about that, when you talk to proponents of the vaccine, they'll of course tell you, well, we were building on some research that we already had in place. But the fact that they are having issues with it, the fact that people are getting side effects like blood clots that lead to strokes and heart attacks, the fact that people are supposed to take two vaccines or two shots and they only get one, the fact that the strain of COVID is changing, and the current vaccine was not, they didn't take that into consideration, these side effects and these issues that they're having, because they rushed this stuff to market. And now they want you to take it, want your kids to take it. Now they're trying to give you money and days off and vacation days and donuts and beer and all of this other stuff to take it, when they really didn't do the full research. That should have you questioning, why do you love me so much? Why you want me to take this thing so bad? And so that's the $1 million question. Why do you love me so much? When all they really should be doing or could do, like this doctor that I spoke with said, I said, so for a person who wants to build their immune system and they don't want to take this vaccine because they don't trust the science, what is it that they could be doing? And he said, among other things that you could be doing, like, eat a good diet, exercising, take vitamin D3, because that's an immune building vitamin. It's really more than a vitamin, he said. Go and read the article. Vitamin D3, vitamin C, and zinc. Those are the three. If you don't do nothing else, you take vitamin D3, vitamin C, and zinc. Now, I have been taking those things for 20 years. I've been one to exercise, eat right, and take vitamins. And I can tell you those three vitamins, those three supplements, all together, you might not even spend $20 on all three of those for at least a 30-day supply. For all three, it don't even cost you $20 for a 30-day supply. So it's like the simple things you could do, they don't tell you that. They want you to go out here and put your life and health on the line, taking some questionable shot. And I'm like, no, thank you. I'll keep doing what I'm doing. As long as they keep selling vitamin D3 and zinc, and I would happen to already be taking these three. So I'm feeling real good about my immune system right now. Now I know, every now and again, everybody gets sick, get a little cold here or there. But for the most part, I feel confident about my health in any and every situation. And I've made it this far without contracting that virus, even though my profession puts me in a position where I probably have come in contact with people who have had it, and I didn't get it, and thank God I haven't, and I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing. So if you are one of those people who are trying to figure out how can you keep yourself safe without taking that vaccine and without falling for the bribery and your kids and all of that, then go on and take vitamin D3, vitamin C, and zinc. And go on and like, share, and subscribe this video to my channel, so the next time that I post, you'll be the first to know. So now, with more than 600,000 people dead in America, with over 1 million people total dead worldwide from COVID in the last year, they are now, they're moving towards, oh, it's just so important for you to fall in line. And I'm just wondering, it just, the story just does not sound right to me, y'all. And you have to be someone who trusts your own judgment, who trusts your intuition, and not just follow along to get along. And I'm not saying everybody who's taken the vaccine is a follower and they just don't, they like sheep. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have to have, just to not fall for every little thing that is told to you. You have to be strong mentally and be questioning you have to be strong in your convictions about what you want for yourself. And that's it. And you have to be willing to stand out from the crowd. Okay. And I'm not one to care about being going along to get along. I'm not. If I was that type of person, I wouldn't like have a bald head and walk around with no hair. Okay. Because that's just one indication to me and to other people that I really don't care what you think about me. I'm going to do what's best for me. And so if you're one of those people who wants to do what's best for you and your family, and you don't think that taking the vaccine is that, then don't take it. But go ahead and start getting your legal defense together, so when they come up to you, you can legally defend your reason for not taking it. In the meantime, I've been reading some declassified government documents from the national security documents about depopulation efforts around the world. One of them is called the Kissinger Report, and I got it from Amazon, and essentially it's, how when the government has things that they want to talk about amongst other departments, and they don't want anyone else to have access to it. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. Look for the Kissinger. All right. Kissinger Report. NSSM 200. Now, in that report, it's just talking about the government's efforts, their research into population control. And one of the things that they're talking about, one of the methods they are researching is fertility control, which is keeping babies from being born, the use of abortions. They're talking about famine, meaning starvation. Now, of course, in here, they're not saying, okay, we're going to starve some people, but they talk about the reason why famine is happening is because there's too many people. It's kind of like they're researching methods without saying how they're going to use them. And so that's one of the things: famine, starvation, fertility control, abortion, man made pathogens and viruses. Um, and here's what, although I'm still reading, I've read enough to realize they're focusing on Black and brown countries. Now, this in declassification, these documents are from 1974, so a long time ago, almost 50 years ago. So essentially, they've studied these things and talking about how they can get governments from different countries around the world to participate in these efforts in exchange for money or in exchange for whatever it is. And they say, oh, and the United States is going to also do these things. We just want to get your cooperation. But it's like, why are you studying only Black and brown people being depopulated? Why are you not? Why is it just on that? Why is there no mention of white countries and white people being depopulated? That sticks out to me. So it's like you gotta come up, it's leading to you to more questions, because of course they're not gonna put everything in a book that they talked about and then sell it on Amazon. They ain't gonna do it, especially if they still doing it right now today. Hello. So I suggest that you do your own research. And I am no conspiracy theorist, but a lot of things that are talked about have happened, are happening, could happen, and you have to be ready, because you already know that some of us are not a priority to the government. We just are not a priority. And so, based on what we're dealing with and what we've been dealing with for 400 years at least. So I just want to throw that out there, that while you are contemplating or trying to keep up your defense against this virus, and all the while not trusting what people are telling you, because people sometimes, most of the time, only tell you stuff when it's in their benefit to tell you. So you just want to make sure that you're making the right decision, not because of somebody else, but because it's best for you. So make sure you do that. And read and educate yourself and have your defense ready. So when they come to you at you and your kids and your family, talking about what y'all have to do and why, you can tell them, no, the law says this is what I can do and why. So you won't be looking like this. You won't be looking like too much. You'll be looking like you know what the hell you're talking about. Because I've been reading. I know what I'm talking about. So that's it. And to find out more about the things that I care about, you can go to the written version of my journal. It's at eurweb.com. Thank you and have a super day.